Hi, guys. I have had the most incredible couple of weeks, and something that I learned last night, not something new, but the confirmation makes it feel completely new. I think maybe the gravity of it landed a little more last night, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. It's about the difference between our human selves, our soul, and our higher selves. So I started channeling a few weeks ago, and I've been channeling my higher self. But now and again, other entities drop in. Um, and at one point, I, s- I connected with something, and I felt overwhelmed with love for this entity, whatever it was. I was just overwhelmed with love, and I kept trying to figure out who it is. And I was asking, are you an archangel? No. Are you an angel? No. Are you this? No. Are you that? No. Do you work with my higher self? Yes. But I could never figure out who it was. So I ended up naming it CG. Long story how we came to that. But I kind of, after some time, I decided I didn't want to channel anything other than my higher self. I wanted to kind of get more rooted and grounded in my channeling practice before allowing myself to kind of be more open to anything else. So I closed the doors to that, including CG. I'll come back to CG. Um, Last night, I was talking to um, a friend whose channeling journey started just a little while before mine, but we didn't know until a couple months later. And we were having a chat last night, and I got to speak to who she discovered is her soul that she had connected to. So I've had numerous conversations with her higher self, and that is also kind of what opened the doors to me channeling. Um, but this past weekend, she had a lot of kind of friction and movement between the two. Like she could feel kind of like a struggle between the higher self and this other thing. She's like, what is this other thing? It is so prominent. I don't know what it is. It's so present and loud. And then she asked a few questions and eventually discovered that it was her soul. So I asked her soul these beautiful questions that I really is the reason that I wanted to make this video and share this with you guys. And then I'll come back to CG at the end. But I asked her soul, does she experience, okay, the reason first that I asked her soul was I noticed through what my friend was sharing with me, as well as through what I was kind of noticing or observing, was that her soul seemed to have personality, is what she used. My friend used the word personality. That she gets disappointed, she feels happy, she feels sad, she has like these emotions. And I was so like perplexed by this. How is her soul moved so easily? Like, how is she like, surely if her soul has all these lifetimes of experience, she wouldn't be so easily moved. So I was just very curious about it. Like, why did she almost have a very kind of childlike nature, almost a little childish in a sense? And I decided to ask her soul these questions. I asked her, do you have access to all your memories from every life that you have lived? And she said yes. So I asked her, are all those lives taking place now in this present moment, in the now? She said yes. So I asked, so every negative experience that has happened over all these lifetimes, you are experiencing right now? She said yes. My heart was just, whoa, that is big. just for a moment, imagine every bad thing that you have experienced just in this lifetime happening all at the same time. Everything happening all at the same time. Every awful thing that has happened in your life. When I went through the dark night of the soul, if you're not familiar with it, it's a really kind of dark depression that kind of leads you to asking existential questions. Who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I here? And it also brings to the surface all of your trauma to be kind of fast tracked with the healing journey. So everything comes up at once. And for me, it was 15 years of pain and trauma that resurfaced all at once. And it was far too much. I wanted to die on numerous occasions. I could barely handle how much pain I was in at the time. And when I think about those few months of experiencing one lifetime, not even the whole lifetime, 15 years of trauma and pain. And not all of it was trauma and pain. There's really beautiful moments in between. How my soul must feel having to experience every lifetime's pain and trauma. I can't even begin to imagine the amount of strength, the amount of courage, the amount of faith that our souls must have to be able to tolerate the negative, difficult stuff over every lifetime. And then, of course, to kind of bring balance, I asked, so every positive experience you're having at the same time as well, right? And she confirmed, yes, a big yes. So it's not all bad. But I felt such a deep sense of gratitude and so much respect for the work that our souls are doing. I just, the work that our souls are doing through our evolution, through the growth, and we are just this tiny portion of that experience, but coming to this tiny portion of the experience holds so much weight. And I went on to ask her, what happens in this lifetime? Does it affect every lifetime? She said yes. So I wanted more clarity, and I continued on with the questioning, asking, so if I bring balance and healing to Simone, this version or this expression of you at this time, if I bring balance and healing to Simone as a soul, will that have an impact on every other lifetime as well? She said yes. So I can heal every lifetime by doing the work in this lifetime? She said yes. The work of this moment, this lifetime that you are currently doing has the potential to liberate every single lifetime, has the potential to liberate your soul that is experiencing the pain of every lifetime. Yes, the joy too, but the pain of every lifetime, you have the capacity to heal at such a deep level, at a soul level, in this moment, in this lifetime, in this conversation, when you hang up, when you switch your phone off, in this moment, today, in this week, in this year, liberate the pain of every lifetime through doing the work in this one. And we learn about this stuff as we journey along, and I've learned about this stuff and I've read about it, but I never really understood the impact of how important every moment of every lifetime of this lifetime is. It brought so much enthusiasm so much excitement and so much inspiration to continuing on with the journey. Bringing that equilibrium and that balance between me as the human self with my soul that experiences every lifetime, with my higher self that has a broader perspective. You are so important. You as a human being in your human vessel is more important than you could ever imagine. We continue, or we keep looking up to spirit to answer the questions and to do the hard work. We look up to other beings that are in higher dimensions because we think that they know better, that they can do the work that we have to do. We look to our soul even. What is my purpose? What is my path? What do I need to do? How can I live out my purpose in this life? How can I? Heck, you are the answer. You as a human being is the answer. You are the answer. You have the power in your human form, as your human self, to liberate, to bring equilibrium. Wow, this is just the most incredible learning that I have done on this entire journey. This feels like the biggest lesson. The biggest lesson. Mostly because I too constantly look up. Please help me. What should I do? How can I do better? What do I need to do to free myself as a human? Heck! It's not only about me. The work that I do as me liberates all of us. We all come into alignment. And okay, I'm going on and on here, but I think you get the point that what you do as your human self has a bigger impact than you could ever imagine on a universal scale. You have the power. You have the power. I'm going to leave it at that. Wow. Just wow. Have a good one, guys.